In 2024, with a little over 100 members, our community called Business Acquisition Mastery purchased over $50 million worth of businesses. So, how were we able to do that? Just to break it down, that is equal to about $500,000 worth of business acquisition per member at 100 members. Now, how were we able to do that with such a short, small group? Well, we are going after the bigger deals, the deals that I have $400,000, $500,000 worth of SDE. We are competing with the big players, with the private equity groups, with the family office, with the institutional buyers. And we are succeeding most of the time. So in today's video, I'm gonna break down the 3 key strategies you need to, if you're gonna buy a business this year, that you need to master if you're gonna be able to achieve such a thing. Let's get to it. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I am your host, Leo Landaverde, business broker and commercial lender helping you buy and scale a profitable business. If you are a small business owner or a W-2 employee sick and tired of the rat race wanting to get out by buying a profitable business, you are in the right place. Please subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell and you'll be notified every Thursday when new content comes out. All right, guys, let's get started. So a couple things before I get into it. One is you need to understand our community. Now, people talk about buying businesses. We actually buy businesses. So the proof is in the pudding. Now you don't just get to buy $50 million worth of business without doing a few things right. So our community, Business Acquisition Mastery, is about inspiring, it's about accountability, it's about knowledge, and it's about execution. So if you want to be part of a community that's actually buying business, you want everybody going in the same direction, buying the same type of businesses, the same size, then you need to be in our community. So yeah, as I said, our members didn't just dabble in buying a business. We actually bought businesses. We actually bought 14 businesses in 2024. We're set to double that in 2025. So here's strategy number 1. If you're going to succeed in buying a business and competing with the big boys, you're going to have to master deal sourcing. Now, a lot of people don't like the work that it requires. But I often say to our group that why you're buying a business is more important than how you're going to buy a business. Let me explain. The procedures, the methodologies, the spreadsheets, the scripts, the access, the technology, the fintech, we have all of that. But that's not going to help you get up in the morning. And you have to have just the fire in the belly, the desire, the intrinsic motivation to know why you're buying a business. And that's going to be articulated in your buy box, in your collateral documents, in the letters, the scripts, the messaging, how you come across, how believable you are to off-market sellers, to lenders, to brokers, how eager, how excited, and how determined you are buying a business. That's what's going to help you buy a business. But here's the thing. Only 10% of all buyers out there actually buy a business. As you know from what I just told you, we have a much higher rate. We're buying about 25 to 30% of our students that actually buy businesses. Why? Because by yourself, it's almost impossible to buy a business. The odds are too great. You got too much competition. Did you know that there are over 15 qualified, ready to go buyers for every good business out there? So the minute that a business comes onto the market, it's being pre-sold, as I've talked about in my videos before, it's been pre-sold, and the broker will have hundreds, if not thousands of buyers that they're going to send this an email blast to all of them. Then they're going to put it in the market, which leads to this whole thing that comes out in the market today. Tomorrow, there's 100 NDAs requested. It happens to me all the time. Why? Because we pre-sell our businesses. So you need to get in front of that. You have to do the work. You have to understand, do the research, know the industry. You have to become really good at knowing where the deals are. And you can be a jack of all trades. You need to understand down to 3 industry codes, everything about those industry you want to go after, what trade groups, where are they hanging out, what industry events, what's happening in the industry, what trades magazines they're reading, what's the gossip inside of the industry, who is saying what, who's coming into the industry, who's leaving the industry. So when you're that in tune with an industry, it's easier to get to those markets, to those business owners who may be thinking about selling. So our members are excelling exceedingly great, and they are beating out the professional buyers because you see, here's the thing: a lot of the professional buyers, they do a lot of sort of kind of, I call it recline armchair sort of deal sourcing. They will outsource that process to marketing companies, and they do email marketing, they do call calling, and they are somewhat detached from the process because what they want is flow. So it makes it a little more impersonal versus you who have a skin in the game, who are vested interests. You are solo, you're looking, you are talking to them. You personally, I have a very dialed in, it's personal. And let me tell you something about business sellers. They care more about the buyer. Are you stuck and trying to figure out how to actually buy a business? As you're watching this video, you're thinking, well, how am I going to be able to do that? I need to be able to connect the dots. Do I need to talk to the lenders first? Do I need to fill out my personal financial statement? What cash flow works for the debt service coverage ratio, etc.? If you have questions, we have answers. Please book some time with us. We're actually doing free complimentary calls just to kind of get you into the right place where you need to do. You can reach out to me by email. My email address is here above and below, or you can just drop me a comment and let's connect. Let us help you buy a business in 2025. Then they do about the transaction. So let me explain. So it's not about the asking price. It's about who does the seller feel it would be a better fit, the human behind the transaction, and will it take care of the employees? They work so hard for decades to groom, to keep in that enduring legacy of the brand that they built. So in order for you to understand master deal sourcing, you have to understand what goes in the mind of the seller. And the more you're in tune with where they go, how they think, how are they gonna, what are they thinking in terms of what's gonna happen in the industry now that we have the advent of AI? Now, if you're going after the trades, I'm sure you wanna get into their thinking. You wanna join those conversations. You wanna find out what they're saying in LinkedIn and the Facebook groups and in the offline and online, and how you can step into the conversation and be natural. That's what is easier for business owners who are in one industry to buy in that industry because they know what's going on. So if you're in the outside looking in, trying to get in, you need to master the language, the lingo, the methodologies, the acronyms, the words they use, the phrasing, the things that they talk about. You need to be embedded. You need to know what's going on. So, and the only way that comes with experience. Our students are tapping into networks, reaching out directly to the owners, exploring and being patient and developing, because nobody's going to do business with you until they know you, they like you, and trust you. So those are just one of the things I would say. If you're really serious about buying a business this year, get out of your chair and start networking. You need to get out there. You need to be known. You need to raise your hand above the crowd. You can't just be silent, confidentially looking. If you're really serious, I know it's going to be challenging if you're an employee trying to figure out how to do this thing. And we talk about it in length inside of our group, and we come up with great ways to do that. You can reach out to brokers, accountants, centers of influence, who is actually whispering. For instance, I am an accountant and who happens to be a business broker. So I am myself a center of influence. I work with many business owners. So people come to me because they know I have clients who may be thinking about selling. Well, think about that. You need to hang out with the people who have the clients who may be selling. Okay, number 2, you need to be really good and master deal analysis. Time is of the essence. It's all about speed of execution. So just put it in context where we are right now. So this week, today, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, we have our weekly M&A calls. We have 30 to 40 people show up. Well, yesterday, Tuesday, we analyzed 5 deals, some on market, some off market. It takes me 5 minutes to look at a deal. I teach our students. Some of our students are actually looking around and turning around a deal. Think about this. What if you actually knew what to look for, what processes, what numbers, what tools to use, the tools that we use inside of our group, and turn around and give an answer to a broker within 30 minutes. Can you imagine what would the speed of execution be in a deal that is being looked at by many people? We have gotten so good at that. Now, it takes me 5 minutes. It takes our average to now 30 minutes to get the SIM, the tax returns, lay it out in a deal analyzer 3.0, and get a range of what a potential valuation would be in both seller discretionaries and adjusted EBITDA, depending on the size of the deal. Speed of execution. Because the only way that you're going to be able to figure out how to structure the deal is if you know what you're dealing with. Proper add backs of the earnings from the owner to figure out how we're going to do this. Now, then once you exactly know a value range, they can figure out how much seller financing that you're gonna need, etc. Real world examples. We just closed a deal today, $875,000 worth of SDE, seller discretionary earnings, $2 million valuation, $1.5 million on a stock purchase deal, including the real estate. You don't need millions in the bank. You need the knowledge and the structure to put these bigger deals together. And we know how to do that inside of our group. Number 3, you gotta have a winning team on your side. See, here's the thing. Unlike other types of ventures, buying a business, it's a group effort. You need a team. This is not like golf where you can play by yourself. You need a basketball team. You need 5 people, including you, to get a deal done. Let me tell you who these are. Now, it's all about being able to deploy that team at a moment's notice. You're going to need an M&A advisor like me to help you quarterback the deal. You're going to need an M&A attorney. You're going to need a due diligence CPA or a CFA. Somebody who's going to be looking at the operationals, the financials of the business. You're going to need an SBA lender or 2. And you're going to need escrow people. You're going to need wealth advisors. But at the very least, you need an attorney, you need an M&A advisor, and you need a lender. So how are we going to be able to get those? It takes weeks and months to be able to begin those relationships. We have a very robust network inside of our group. All we have to do is I tell them, hey, look, these are all the lenders that we work with. I know them all. Reach out to them. Let's get you in queue. You got to have your team before you need your team. Because if a hot deal comes into the market today, you need to turn around within 24 hours and provide an answer. Have that deal vetted by an SBA lender so we can know exactly. Can you imagine looking at a deal that you validate right away and you have all the industry software to validate the comparable sales and all the industry research, be able to have a pre-approval from a lender before we make an offer? How would that make your due diligence look like? Easier, right? It's all about the speed of execution. So there you go. You want to buy a business in 2025, you need to master those 3 things, okay? So deal sourcing, deal analysis, and putting a deal team together. Hopefully this video helps you guys out. For a limited time, we're giving away 2 free tools that you can use right away. One is the Deal Analyzer 2.0, which has all the formulas you'll ever need to figure out how to actually buy a business. It's going to tell you where to buy it, how to buy it, when to buy it, how much to offer, etc. And the other one is my Business Buyer's Checklist, which is a 6-page document that we use over and over inside our group. Basically, your punch list to be able to go through everything you need if you're going to buy a business this year. Those are my gifts to you. All you have to do is follow the prompts, click on the links, and they're yours to have.